All right, so today I'm doing the Roadster V3 battery assembly, second battery, that is. One thing that I want to point out is, one, it doesn't come with any instructions. This is what it comes with. Just this. It's not even like a QR code to like scan and go to get any like directions on how to put it together, so that's a little bit annoying. Yeah, and then in it comes with like some other stuff that you can use. But if you try to look up like the second battery extender or whatever, it's gonna give you right now. Ride One Up only has the like the V1 or Roadster V1 or something like that. I don't know, but they do have these instructions on their site, but I'm just putting out a little tip that might help somebody like me, because you do need like a security screw set, because a lot of the screws aren't like just like a Allen key or a flathead. So like this one, I think it's called a T20. It's a 6-star screw, and if you wanted to know which size I'm using for that, Shiza, where did I put that? Oh, here it is. I think. No, this is definitely not it. This is the 2.0 that I was using. I used it on these little parts. If you needed like an Allen key, this one is like a hexagon. It's that 2.0. This is the one oh no, that's not the one I was using. That's right. Oh, and then you need a Phillips screwdriver as well. And the last part, give me 1 second. I'm gonna just pause here and skip to when I find it. All right, I'm back. I had it in one of my pockets, which was kind of stupid on my part. Usually try to keep your tools in place. So first part, you're gonna take this off. These are 4 little screws. This is that Allen key, kind of like hexagon one where I said that 2.0 earlier, the one where it's 5-sided. Take these off. It's easier to do upside down because you can just like move the wheel and stuff and take a screwdriver, get to it. I did not unhook this yet because first I wanted to get to the other part. They say, well, you can't, it gives you like slack once you loosen this and cut the zip tie. Also, I don't think this came with zip ties. I know in like one of their videos, they're showing like that you can use zip ties and stuff to and have some scissors present, but they didn't do that. So first step, loosen this off, get this exposed. Second step, take that 10-20 screw, and if you're using a security screw set like I'm doing, because I already had this, you see this little tiny surface area right here? I couldn't twist this. Like these bolts come in there like pretty on there basically. And so what I had to do was create leverage by taking an Allen key and just kind of shoving it through the hole of my stuff. So now I can press down really hard, and then now I can spin it. So now that I got that leverage, I don't need the grip strength of a gorilla to turn it. Now I can just use my strength. It's probably be easier if your security screw set comes with like a screwdriver that has a motor in it. Just be careful, because there is one kind of I guess head bit or whatever. I think this is a T20 screw, but there is one that's very similar in the size, and you might think it fit, but just give it like a light tapping so that if you do start turning, you don't see that you're stripping the screw because it didn't really fit. It just only kind of sort of fit. So with this off, and this loosened, I can now unclip this and cut these ties so that the battery terminal like thingy blah 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 in here can slide downward, and I can add in the next parts of the attachment. So let me take off the battery. I gotta grab my key from inside. Gonna be another skip here. Okay, so with the little screw that goes right here on the battery, here, let me actually show you just in case you missed it, because I'm not used to e-bikes having this little lock. Like typically I could just take the battery out if it's a removable battery, but this one has a little screw that fastens it in place. So just take that out with this part gone, and then this should now be able to drop down. Yep. And now that I'm able to access it, I think that there's more up there that I need, and this is where we're loosening this cable comes in. So I'm going to cut these off now. Okay, now that this part is detached after doing those other steps, I cut the zip ties. I only cut these two because I think I only need to remove this cable. At least that's the one that they had highlighted, and then this one might have some extra slack or something, but they had this cable highlighted, so I think I only need to move this one up. And this one is tied in. You can see these are little zip tie mounts, so when you're cleaning back up later, you're gonna need that. I'm glad I happen to have zip ties, but I don't think that this product came with zip ties, which is kind of weird because they mentioned it in their video on the other one, so maybe they stopped sending zip ties. I don't know. All right, so now I should be able to lower this down. Let's see. Let's be gentle. Let's make sure I'm not messing nothing up. Let's see if I could just push it down with like a tool or something. So I've got some of these here. Let's see if I could just push it downward. Okay, it is pushing down. It does feel a little unsettling, you know, kind of pushing it because, you know, it's an electronic component in there. But here it is. And then now I'm just going to try to gently see if I can pull it out or pull it downward because I don't want to break anything. So give me 1 second. I'm going to use 2 hands. Okay, so what I will say is it's a bit scary pulling on this because you're like, oh, what if I unplug something? With just this little cable pulled out, you are able, there's extra slack on these, you are able to pull it downward. It's a bit slippery. If you got sweaty hands like me, you are able to pull it downward, and then it does say that you can just kind of remove this from the, actually, I think all of that stuff will be left alone, I think it is just this part that we will be using. Oh, it's even zip tied together. So I'm probably going to have to break that zip tie only because this part connects into something else that they sent me. Give me 1 second and I'll keep updating. Okay, now, don't quote me on this, but here is what I'm thinking. So this is the parts that I need. You're going to see it if you got the Roadster V3. One comes with like this little black box, this adapter, and then these cords with the long one. This little silver part pokes into the battery, and I think these are kind of like an extension cord, like where one plug, it all leads to this little part, but I need to make 2 parts plug into that one. And if you see, there's some male and female plugs. I think that's what they call it, like the one that plugs into the other, and it's male and female plugs. But these ones are labeled battery plug, and then this one is controller plug. So we're going to sit this down. I believe this part ends up sitting inside of that black box, which ends up getting mounted right here as well to stay in place on the same screws. And if what I'm saying is correct, this part, sorry, I know it's terrible camera work. Okay, so just starting by logic, this is the battery. This is the battery plug, labeled controller plug. Wait, what? Is it? Oh, I must have took off of something. Anyways, this is the turn on for the battery. This is the charger port. Anyways, so if this part needs to be connected to this, what I'm going to do is, just for the simplicity of not holding this, kind of looks like a water bottle, right? Yeah. Anyways, for the simplicity of not holding this, I'm going to put it into this little holder like it would be if it was mounted to the bike, and then it's pointed up. It also lets me know which way this thing was supposed to route, all that stuff. So knowing also though, this part somewhere over here is connecting to this. I just don't know how both of these connect to this one outlet, but I think it's going to be something like these two share it or something. I'll show more when I figure it out, but just hang in there. Okay, so you will feed the left side through here, or I don't think it matters depending on if you're comfortable like with this being tied up on that side, or if you want it like over here. That should work. I'm just doing it over here because, you know, it's going to go right back here. So I just thought that made more sense. Actually, this isn't exactly how it goes, but because these little cordy cords are going to go into a box up here or something like that. Anyways, I'll keep it up there. But okay, so here's what you do. You remove the one that was already attached to it. You then plug in this second battery, male to female plug, and then this leaves a male plug and a female plug on this part. So obviously 1 and 1 goes to 2. Just plug this in, and then next step, I'm probably going to be having to clean this up, get the battery plugged in, and then figure out where these all go. So sorry, I keep having to chop it up because I keep putting my phone down to do the instructions and work my way through everything. But hopefully this helps somebody, so don't complain too much for me. Okay, now then you line this up with the corresponding pieces. On mine, one of the stickers came off and got stuck there. It says controller plug. I'm assuming it's this one because the other two said battery plug and battery plug. And yeah, this was the only one that was missing it. So if you're freaking out, kind of how I was, the two battery plugs are together. The controller plug is separated. So just in case yours is not labeled or you took the stickers off, the two battery plugs together on this side, to the one controller plug over here, separated. And then if you took it off on the battery attachment, if you took it off on this, if you took it off on this, the green and yellow one is a battery plug, and it goes through the same tube as a red and black one, a controller plug. And then there's a red and black plug that's by itself in this tube, battery plug. So just in case any of those get messed up for you, that is that. Now I'm going to be taking the last, damn it. Oh, here it is. I'm going to be taking this. I'm going to be putting that silver housing into here. And then I'm going to be bolting it down like that in the same spot with those silver screws that took forever for me to figure out how to get it off before I remember leverage. Just get some leverage. All right. And then I'm also going to try to clean this up and stuff these guts back in there. I want to try to make it neat, but yeah, nobody sees it. Okay, so how we get it into this box is you want to take that little box part, put that up top. Then you want to put these below it and kind of just push it in there. And then let's see, I can probably push it a little bit further. Yep, and then there's this plate. I need to get it more in there so that the wires are covered, but then there's this plate to keep the components from getting exposed with a little opening in it. So let's make sure I get that part done. And then, because if you try to put it in there at first without realizing to put that part on top and then to put these in, you start to wonder, like, how the hell am I supposed to bend this? And then I was thinking maybe I got to separate this piece and turn it into 2 individual wires. But if you fold it, it'll just go in there. So, skipping to the next part. Okay. Wrestling these pieces back into place is really hard. You gotta try to pull these out and try to get enough space and kind of try to get it back in like this to where you can secure it. You would think if you force the battery in, it'll get back into place, but not exactly. There's still gonna be some extra space. I wish I could help somebody more with like how to clean up the wires or something like that, but all I can say is just if you look at the pictures on their site, you can try to like put the little components and stuff back in there the best way you can. And then even then, I've got this in here, but I'm not really able to just get all of the wiring up in there to like close it up. So I'm thinking it should, I should definitely be able to just cut this, and that's probably what I'm gonna do, so I can just like stick this part up a little bit more and keep the wires covered and stuff and get it in there into the box, because it's supposed to be like this with the two chunky bit wires in there. Just, it's supposed to be like this, I guess. Like this. No clue how they got all of this to fit in there. They don't really explain nothing. I think the reason they didn't make a video on this is because this part is hard. Anyways, gonna cut this little black thing in the middle. It's holding it together, and then I'm gonna try to get it in there and clean it up.